Welcome to the podcast for G's only. For G's only. And it's for all women who's at the C-suite level. CEO. And we coming your way to share our stories in leadership. So we walking the walk, talking the talk, being the boss lady. Welcome to the C-suite, where we help build women leadership and how to be the boss lady. So welcome to the C-suite. So let's talk about being a CEO.
Hello, and welcome to She Suite's podcast with your host, Jodi Hood. This is a place where She Suite executives share and compare unfiltered realities that our male counterparts will never face. We laugh, we cry, we thrive, and survive. Now, today I am happy to introduce to you our guest today, that business mogul dynamo, Dr. Elizabeth Lockhart, that is doing great things on Chicago's West Side. Now, I'm going to ask Dr. Lockhart if she would just tell us a little bit about herself.
Hi, Dr. Hood. I'm so glad to be here this evening. I am Dr. Elizabeth Lockhart. I am the Executive Director for the Dr. Lockhart Resource Institute, located on the West Side of Chicago. And our mission is to educate people in the area of economic development, health and wellness, and we have a strong outreach in the area of our veteran community. And not only that, I am an entrepreneur. I am the owner of Queen Elizabeth's Gospel Christian Bookstore on the West Side of Chicago. I am also a real estate developer. So those are just some of the hats that I wear on the West Side of Chicago. And I'm proud of the work that the Lord has allowed us to do through the community and the church on the West Side of Chicago. So I'm really happy to be here tonight. So thank you for inviting me to share. Thank you so much.
And yes, ma'am, you should be proud. And I just let me tell you, audience, this C-suite executive is just being just a little modest, because I know for a fact that she has the largest parade on the West Side, and she's been doing that for some years now. But we know that this month is October, and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and there's something else that Dr. Lockhart does to give back to the community and bring awareness to issues that minority women face in our community. And that is the breast cancer walk. Can you tell me a little bit about the walk and how it started and how many years you've been involved in this walk?
Well, it all started, God is so awesome. I'm always looking to solve a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how this parade came about, out of my need and desire to help solve a problem. A few years ago, I went to a walk called Sister Strut, and it was on the south side of Chicago. And it was a very nice walk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we need something like this on the west side of Chicago to bring attention to the devastation of breast cancer with the African-American women.
Yes.
And it all started for me wanting to do something like the South Side, put it on the West Side.
Yes.
And so I looked around and we had different, some different events, but I wanted it to be something really big, something very exciting, and something that the women would look forward to participating in.
Yeah.
And understanding that I had lost two of my closest friends to breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
When I started it, didn't realize that I had lost them to breast cancer. But as I discovered working with this, is that I lost so many friends to breast cancer. So I wanted to bring something to the West Side that we could celebrate the breast survivors, as well as educate other women, young women, and especially women of color, the importance of early testing to make sure that they know what their diagnoses are, because it's a very devastating disease, and it doesn't it appears like it may be simple, but it really is not.
It is not. And I lost my mom to breast cancer. Now, Dr. Lockhart, I'd like to ask you, how long have you been doing this parade?
So this particular
Oh, this walk. I'm
this
sorry.
walk, this
Mm-hmm.
walk is this is our fourth year.
Oh, my. And it's
When I,
getting bigger and bigger, isn't it?
yes, yes. When I started Dr. Hood, I said, well, maybe we'll get about 50 ladies to walk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the first time we had it was about 100 women that just showed up to walk, and I was so surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my God. And then the next year, it became larger and larger. And so this year we have already over 300 women who've registered to walk.
Oh, my goodness. Now, where does the walk start? Where does it end? And what can we expect along the way?
Okay, so the walk starts at Healing Temple Church, which is 4941 West Chicago Avenue. And we start there. It's a 2K walk, so we actually walk that distance. We walk, I don't know if you're familiar with the West Side, but we walk from the 4900 to the 5800 block on Chicago Avenue. Then we
Yes.
make a pivot and we come the other way, and we come back to where we started. And along the route, we have cheerers that
Mm-hmm.
cheer you along and saying you can make it. And bells are ringing because that's one of the symbols when you finish your treatments that they ring that bell.
It sure is.
And we have actually the bells that'll be ringing as they're walking along certain routes, and as they
My goodness.
meet certain marks in
Mm-hmm.
you'll hear the bell ringing. And you
Isn't that
get
something?
going up. Yes.
Now, when we get back to Healing Temple and the parking lot, I think it's a celebration. What happens there?
Oh my God. So I wanted it to be more than just a walk. I wanted it to be a celebration,
Mm-hmm.
so people feel very happy when we come back. We have a box, we have a lunch
Mm-hmm.
prepared for all of the walkers that come and attend. And that lunch I need to say that lunch has been sponsored by NASCAR.
Ooh, NASCAR, come on. Heavy
Yes,
hitters.
yes, yes. And we have a lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And we have an ice cream social where we're eating strawberry ice cream from the ice cream truck,
Ooh.
strawberry popcorn. Then we have raffles where we're raffling off hundreds of dollars worth of gifts
Hmm.
to all of the attendees. And then we have a fashion show.
Oh, come on now.
We call it Walk the Walk
Yes.
show, celebrating our breast cancer survivors. Yes. So we
Yes.
do that. And there's a lot of activities. We have painting.
Mm-hmm.
We have jewelry making, where we make bracelets that say hope.
Yes. Yes.
So that they
Hope.
always remember, that no matter what you're going through, there is always hope. And so our
Mm-hmm.
theme this year is that we're asking the Lord to heal cancer.
Yes, yes. Well, you certainly are doing an amazing job over there on the West Side. Now, there are other C-suite executive women who are listening. And what could we do on an executive level to help support this walk?
Okay, so one of the things that you could do to support the walk is to encourage other women to get
Mhm.
tested.
Yes, yes.
This is a month of not only celebrating survivors, but encouraging women of all ages. And I know they said there's certain ages that start at 40, but if there's a history
Mm-hmm.
in your family, then you need to get tested even earlier to make
Yes.
sure. So what the first thing is to encourage others to get tested.
Yes,
The
and
second thing,
especially C-suite women, because women executives, we're always so busy
mhm,
taking care of business, worrying and taking care of other people. Sometimes we neglect ourselves. So that is a very, very good message to all of the executive
mhm.
women who are listening. Don't neglect yourself. Get early screening because early detection is the key to survival, correct?
Correct, absolutely. And another thing, Dr. Hood, is that encourage women to share their stories.
Yes, yes, that's
If they have a
important.
story to tell, encourage them. On that day, a lot of women come out.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't shared their story with anybody because for some reason they don't feel like they have a community support.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing we're developing this year is we're going to develop a support group. So women
Wonderful.
feel comfortable coming out saying, I have breast cancer,
Mm-hmm.
so that we can love on them, we can instruct them, we can help them, we can be their sisters in the fight. Because,
Absolutely.
you don't know if, because it's new to a lot of people. When that's a lot of people, when you've just been diagnosed, you don't know who to turn to. You don't
Yes, it's
know what information you need. You
or
don't know
what to expect.
what to expect.
The treatment. Yes.
Exactly. And you want to be able to not be ashamed, but to have sisters. And so one of the
Yes.
things we call sister to sister.
Yes. Love it.
Sisterhood. We're supporting
Mm-hmm.
our sisters and letting you know that it's okay. And so on that day, a lot of women come out and
Well,
say,
thank you so
yeah,
much, Dr. Lockhart. I can't wait. I can't wait. And one more time, tell us that date. That's this coming Saturday, correct?
coming Saturday, October the 19th.
And it kicks off at what time?
It kicks off at 10 a.m. Now, if you want
Mm-hmm.
to come early, you can, because at 9:30 we have Zumba. So we get the women
Fun.
exercising and getting us ready to do that walk. And
Mm-hmm.
so, yes. And then we honor, just before we walk, we honor all breast cancer survivors. We crown them.
That is something. And I know the color for that day is pink. Am I
Yes,
correct?
it is. It is pink. It is pink all day. Pink is
Oh,
pretty.
yes, it is. And I think so. I've seen 1 year too. You had pink hair.
I'm going to have pink hair this year.
Oh,
I'm going to have pink hair and pink socks.
you guys can't miss it. Can't miss it on the west side. It's going to be absolutely marvelous. Well, this brings my podcast to a close. And I would like to tell you all what I always do. Please do me a favor. Like me on Facebook. Connect with me on LinkedIn or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, before we go, if Dr. Lockhart could tell us, how can we get in touch with you? Is it your email or your website?
Okay, so the best way to get in touch with me is through my email.
Mm-hmm.
They can email me at Liz Lockhart. You see my name on the screen. Lockhart is spelled that way, just Liz Lockhart, and the number 6. 6 represents the month I was born.
Okay.
So I'm a June girl. At sbcglobal.net. So that's Liz Lockhart 6 at sbcglobal.net.
Yes. Well, I'm going to say what I say to all of my executive women. Please, you're doing an excellent work and keep walking the walk and talking the talk. So, guys, you know what I always say about the guys in the C-suite. You better get ready because the she-suites are coming at ya.
Absolutely.
We come to retreat. These women top notch. They vibe is elite. Yeah, they walk in the walk, talk in the talk. They some real boss ladies. They done pick the calls, baby. Now they going off crazy. Yeah.